Binomial theorem part 2. What is NCR notation? Here NCR means number of R things selected from out of N things. Number of R things. R things selected from out of N things. This is the meaning of the NCR. Suppose you want to select 2 students out of 4 students. There are 4 students, student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4. I want to select the 2 students out of these 4 students. How many ways I can select? I can select the S1 and S2. I can select S1 and S3 and S1 and S4 and S2 S3 S2 S4 and S3 S4. So total how many ways I can select? 4 ways 6 ways I can select. Out of 4 students I want to select 2 students. Select 2 students. So in these many ways I can select. So this 6 you can write as 4C2 is equal to 6. Symbolically it is denoted by 4C2. So here 2 things are selected out of 4 things. So mathematically what is the notation? Here NCR is n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial, where n is greater than or equal to r. N value must and should greater than or equal to r. So r value must and should greater than or equal to 0. R value greater than or equal to 0. N is a positive integer. N is a positive integer. Okay. So this is the formula for the NCR. Now some more applications of that. What is the, for suppose 4C2, just now I find according to that formula 4 factorial by 4 minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. 4 factorial you can write as 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 by this 4 minus 2 factorial is a 2 factorial. This one you can write as a 2 into 1. Again this 2 factorial you can write as a 2 into 1. So 2 ones are 2, 2s are 4 and 4 cancel. 3 into 2 into 1 is equal to 6. Just before class, before now, out of 4 things, how many ways you can select the 2 ways? 2 students, 6 ways. So according to this formula, I got that 4C2 is equal to 6. So we can conclude NCR is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial by r factorial. In the same way, let us try to find that 7C3. How can I find the 7C3? So according to this formula, 7 factorial by 7 minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial. You know that 7 factorial is 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial. By 7 minus 3 is the 4 factorial. Into this 3 factorial you can write as 1 into 2 into 3. Now 4 factorial can cancel. 2 3 are 6, 2 3 are 6 cancel. 7 5 are 35. So 7C3 is equal to 35. So 4C2 6, 7C3 35. So from this we can conclude here. What you can conclude from this? Yes, you are correct. NCR is always a natural number. NCR always a natural number. The value of the NCR is always will get the natural number. Next, some properties of this properties. What are the properties on NCR? The first one is NC0 is equal to NCN. Value is always equal to 1. How can I say that? Here see, you know that NCR formula n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. Now NC0, that means put n is equal to 0, r value 0, n factorial by n minus 0 factorial into 0 factorial. So this one is equal to n factorial by n minus 0 means n. So n factorial into 0 factorial, already we find 1. So n factorial by n factorial cancel is equal to 1. In the same way, NCN. NCN is equal to, in place of r you will substitute in this formula. In this formula, in place of r you will substitute, place of r n will be substituted. We will get n factorial by n minus n factorial into n factorial is equal to n factorial by 0 factorial into n factorial. So n factorial cancel, 1 by 0 factorial again 1 is equal to 1. So therefore NC0 is equal to NCN is equal to 1. This is the first property. Next, the second property is NC1 is equal to NCN minus 1 is equal to n. How can I find? NC1 is equal to NCN minus 1 is equal to NN. So NC1 let us find. In place of r, n factorial by n minus 1 factorial into n factorial. Yes. Now this n factorial you can write as n into n minus 1 factorial by n minus 1 factorial into 1 factorial. This is the 1 factorial. Yes. Now 1 factorial. Now n minus 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial cancel. N by 1 factorial is 1 is equal to n. So NC1 is equal to n. In the same way NCN minus 1. NCN minus 1 is equal to n factorial by n minus of n minus 1. So because of n minus r factorial, where r is n minus 1 into n minus 1 factorial. After simplifying, n by factorial by n minus n plus 1, n minus n plus 1 whole factorial into n minus 1 factorial is equal to this n and cancel. This n factorial you can write as n into n minus 1 factorial by 1 factorial into n minus 1 factorial. N minus 1 factorial cancel, n factorial by 1 is equal to n. So from this you can conclude NC1 is equal to NCN minus 1 is equal to n only. And the next one is NCR is equal to, third property. NCR is equal to NCN minus R. So how can I say that? I will conclude here, see that I will take NCN minus R. According to the formula, how can I write n factorial by n minus of n minus r factorial into n minus r factorial? Yes. That is equal to n factorial by, eliminate the inside the bracket, n minus n plus r whole factorial into n minus r factorial. This is equal to n factorial by n cancel. This is n minus r factorial into r factorial. Of course, this is not the formula of NCR only. This is the formula of NCR. So from this you can conclude NCN minus R is equal to NCR. And the next one is NCR plus NCR minus 1. NCR plus NCR minus 1 is how much? Is equal to N plus 1 CRN. Is equal to N plus 1 CR. NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to N plus 1 CR. Suppose 3C2 plus 3C1 is equal to 4C2. Suppose 3C2 value is 3 into 2 by 1 into 2 is equal to 3. 3C1 is equal to also 3. So both will be add, will get 6. That is equal to 4C2. So 3C2 plus 3C1 is equal to 4C2. NCR plus NCR minus 1. So N value will be increased by 1 and R value is the greatest one. R and R minus 1 greatest one will get. So be remember this one. How can I get this one? NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to N plus 1 CR. You know that NCR plus NCR minus 1, that is the LHS I will take. This one you can write as n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial. So n by NCR minus 1, NCR minus 1 you can write as n factorial by n minus of r minus 1 whole factorial by r minus 1 factor. Just formula applied. That is n factorial by n minus r factorial into r factorial plus here n factorial by, after eliminate the bracket inside, will get n minus r plus 1 factorial into r minus 1 factorial. Now let us simplify n factorial by n minus r factorial. This r factorial I will write as r into r minus 1 factorial. You know that 3 factorial is equal to 3 into 2 factorial. N factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 factorial. According to this one, r factorial you can write as r into r minus 1 factorial plus n factorial by second term. N minus r plus 1, n minus r plus 1 factorial you can write as n minus r plus 1 into n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. N minus r plus 1 factorial is equal to, you can write as n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. So this one you can write as n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial into this is r minus 1 factorial. So there will be have an idea, sir, how you will get that. Here you change r factorial into r minus 1 factorial. Here you change it as r minus 1 minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial. One term you changed here one term changed. What is the reason? Maybe you have the doubt. Among this n factorial you can take common. N minus r and n minus r plus 1, among the greatest one is n minus r plus 1 is the greatest one. That should be decrease. N minus r plus 1 into next term is n minus r factorial. R factorial and r minus 1 factorial. Among these two, greatest one is r factorial. So r factorial you can be decrease r into r minus 1 factorial. Okay. So now what you can take common here? N factorial, n minus r factorial and r minus 1 factorial you can take common. So I will take common n factorial by n minus r factorial into r minus 1 factorial you can take common. Okay. Then what is the term left in the first one? 1 by r will be left. Because n factorial already taken common. N minus 1, n minus r factorial into r minus 1 factorial, only 1 by r. Here in the next term, only n factorial already take common, numerator no more term is left. In the denominator n minus r plus 1 only left. N minus r plus 1 only left. That is equal to n factorial by that is equal to n factorial by n minus r factorial into r minus 1 factorial. After simplifying, it will take LCM is r into n minus r plus 1. Here n minus r plus 1 plus r is left. Minus r plus r cancel. Now n plus 1 into its numerator n factorial. What you will get? N plus 1 into n factorial. In denominator n minus r plus 1, n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial, and again r into r minus 1 factorial. R into r minus 1 factorial. So this is, you can write as n plus 1 into n factorial is n plus 1 factorial. By n minus r plus 1 into n minus r factorial is n minus r plus 1 into n minus r is n minus r plus 1 factorial. By this is r minus 1 factorial. Now see what you got, n plus 1 factorial by n minus r plus 1 factorial into r minus 1 factorial. So this one n plus 1 factorial by n minus of r minus 1, n minus r plus 1 you can write as n plus 1. See that n plus 1 minus r factorial into r minus 1 factorial. So this is, suppose I will take n plus 1 is equal to x, r is equal to y. Suppose xc y, what you can write? Xc y you can be write as x factorial by x minus y factorial into y factorial. Am I correct? Here see n plus 1 cr, n plus 1 is x, r is y, n plus 1 minus x, n minus r plus 1 only got. So this one you can write as xc y, because yes, here I write now r factorial only. Yes, r factorial. So this is the r factorial. Now so this is xc y. See, x factorial by x minus y factorial into y factorial. So x means what? N plus 1. N plus 1 c r. So therefore finally you can conclude NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to n plus 1 c r.